This is Jewish Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, streaming live on the college station, tunein.com, and the iHeartRadio app. And all week long, you can find this program reposted on Spreaker.com. Don't forget, right now you can see us on Facebook Live. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to those who are joining us, Jonathan Wolf and Joanne Branestein. We missed you in shul this week. Welcome, everyone. I'm Rabbi Pearl, and today, of course, we're going to take a look at the new month. The Jewish month of Nisan began yesterday. It began with a great heralding as every synagogue throughout the world took out from the ark three Sifrei Torahs, to reflect the three dimensions of this Shabbos. Of course, it was Shabbos, the regular reading of Vayikra. Then, of course, was the good reading. Of course, with Rosh Chodesh, beginning of the Jewish month, and of course, Parshas HaChodesh, which is the Torah reading that reflects the preparations for Passover, all coming together on this Shabbos. So we've entered into the month of Nisan, and good morning to Harvey Kipnis and to Joanne Sand coming from Dalton, Georgia. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are no limits to how far you can listen to us and, of course, our wonderful radio listening audience. So, yesterday began a Jewish month. It was called Nisan. In this month, of course, we celebrate the holiday of Passover. Exactly 2 weeks from today, we're going to be into the second day of Passover. On Friday evening, March the 30th, of course, is the first Seder. Of course, important part of this month. In this month, we left Egypt at the last minute. We ran with our bags slung over our shoulders. Our bread had not risen, therefore we end up with matzah. After all the miracles and the plagues that God had performed to us, our question is, why did we have to leave in such a rush at the end? Couldn't God have set up things so that it would take us time to pack, organize our departure, kvetch a little bit? What is this rushing over here? Well, we're not Russian. We're Jewish. So why was there this rush to get out of Egypt? And the answer is, and this is a very important part, it's precisely in the gap between the familiar and the unknown is where change might happen at lightning speed. It's hard to leave behind what we know. Right? It's hard to let go of the comforting contours of our routines. Right? To get someone to change their schedule is like pulling teeth. This is what this month asks of us. And to begin again. Think about this. To cross the sea into the desert, not defined by time or space. To redefine ourselves and our lives, 1 minute to be slaves and another minute to be free, we have to rush. We have to rush very, very fast. Because the rushing reflects passion. Passion about the goal, what we're trying to do. I'd like to say hello and welcome to David Lonick. Welcome. And also to Dan Stern. Good morning from Canada. And Nachman, I can't believe this. We have people listening in Canada. Don't tell the border guards over there. That's why they have to build a bridge, I think, or something, or at least a wall. This is getting out of hand here. From Canada, Georgia. I mean, anybody listening on Long Island? Anybody watching on Long Island? I mean, it's fascinating. The people watching on Facebook Live are all over the world, and but people on Long Island, they're sleeping. So, except those, of course, who are listening on the radio. Of course, the Dr. Kilshevsky always has a comment, and he says, the reason why the Jewish people ran out of there, because they want to get out of there to get to the land of Israel as fast as possible. Oh, somebody said they want to get to Westbury. Oh, that means they're coming from Westbury. Fantastic. That's right. Joanne is listening in Westbury. So we do have some people on Facebook that are really local as well. But again, our focus right now is, what's the rush? Take it easy. Right? Take it easy. Why? What about the rush? Couldn't the rush take us in? We're going to leave out at this time. What time are we going? Now, let me take a glaze of latte. Let me sit back. What's all this rushing all about? Because the answer is because when you have a passion about a goal, when we want to move beyond what we are today, the routines of our life really become distilled into a small window of opportunity. Sometimes you're going to take that leap of faith. That's why, think about it, we can't sleep, we can't eat, can't even breathe when we're filled with this determination to succeed, right? The night before we go on vacation or a night before a test, there's something big happening, You can't. You got to rush. You got to move fast. Therefore, I want to share with you the importance of this haste that was such an important part of the holiday. The Torah tells us, "V'achaltem oisem b'chipazon." You should eat the matzah in haste. When it talks about our leaving, the children of Israel fled. Kivarach ha'am, again rushing. And then we said, "V'lo yochlu lismamea," the Hebrew words, they could not tarry. B'chipazon, they ran out, they departed Israel in haste. According to Maimonides, not only the matzah and the eating of the Passover lamb were the results of chipazon, but every aspect of the Passover ritual reflects hasteness, as we'll soon explain. But what is the meaning of the speed? Why is there's such an emphasis on haste during Passover? The answer is, the exodus out of Egypt was a window of opportunity that opened only briefly. Had we delayed, say our sages, we would have remained slaves forever. The haste of Passover emphasizes the concept that when an opportunity comes your way to do something good, don't delay. Don't waste time and squander away your years, but live daily with an inner meaning and purpose. Let me consider this story. And I want to say welcome to Louis Pushkin, who's from Virginia. Unbelievable. In 1976, 3 guys in the garage started a computer company that would change the world. You probably heard of 2 of the guys, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. However, there was a 3rd founder of Apple. His name was Ron Wayne. I know that Dr. Kolshevsky knows him on the first name basis, like I do, Ron Wayne. However, this 3rd guy, he's the one who wrote up the partnership agreement for Apple. He wrote the manual for the Apple computers. He's the one who drew the Apple logo. Now, the reason why you probably never heard of Ron Wayne, is that less than 2 weeks after the founding of Apple and receiving 10% stake in the company, he got cold feet, sold his Apple stock for $800. Had he stayed on, his stake today would have been worth more than, probably about $22 billion. So today, guess where Ron Wayne is? Yiddish cup. You know where he's? He's living off Social Security checks, earnings from selling his stamps and coins. This is what we call a missed opportunity. Now, most of us won't ever have such an investment opportunity, but Wayne did. But every day, each of us are presented with fantastic opportunities to do something good, or make life better for someone else, or make a positive difference in our world. Along comes Passover and reminds us to rush, haste, to fill our lives with noble and goodly deeds, to make haste and continue our tradition and communicate it to our children. When we rush because of our love of God and Torah, when we rush for the sake of high ideals and noble aspirations, then God is with us and guides our steps. This is in part the message of Passover, dear friends, and the meaning of all of its laws. So, as we would say, may we all be blessed with God's speed. So, 3 ways to prepare for Passover. As I said, the spiritual month of this month of Nisan is available to all of us. Just like God took us out of Egypt, He pulls each of us out of our own narrow confusion that sometimes overshadows our lives. So here are 3 ways we can connect to the energy of this month as we begin our preparations for Passover. Number 1, which is very important, dear friends. Listen up. Learn the Haggadah. Don't wait to pull out those, Maxwell House well-used Haggadahs in the night and say, oh, what's this all about? The Haggadah that we read on Seder night is packed with deep ideals and details of our shared history. So don't wait until Passover arrives to read it. We can get so much out of Passover by studying it beforehand. Delve into the miraculous story of our people, a story that has been told from generation to generation for over 3,000 years. We need to learn our story to understand the true power of the potential. And the more we prepare before Passover with the Haggadah, not only all the other food items and getting rid of the chametz, you got to learn the Haggadah like anything else. You don't go to a test, just looking at the book at the table. You look at the book in advance. And I promise you, the more the more you look at the Haggadah in advance, the better the evening will be. You know, there's one of the things that we always have a question about. We open up the Haggadah, and what do we say? Whoever wants to come in, they're welcome to come. Now, I'm asking you to be honest. When was the last time you said that invitation at the Seder table and anybody showed up? Let's be honest. We spend time, we promote the Seder, the community Seder, your own Seder, you invite everybody, and they're already there. So what's the point of saying, whoever wants to come in can come and sit down at the Seder? Come on! So the answer is, my friends, there are many answers given, but the answer that I like most is that, of course, nobody's showing up. Right? By that time, everybody who is supposed to be at the Seder is already there. The answer really is that it's an invitation to ourselves to be there. You can be there, sitting there, occupying the seat, but you're not there. You're looking at your clock. What time is the knedel? What time is the matzah? What time is it going to end? You just walked in, and you're not there. So, therefore, before we say the Manishtana, we say, Kol dichman yesef v'yechel. Whoever wants to can come in and eat. And we're talking to ourselves. And the way to bring yourself front row and center into the Seder experience is to read it, to look at the Haggadah, read it up to date, get a good background to it. And I want to say thank you to everybody who is watching us. One has to be very careful about the Haggadahs available today. You have to make sure the Haggadahs are traditional and that they have the right sources and nothing has been changed. There are tremendous amounts of wonderful commentaries by wonderful older generation, even modern day, but the Haggadah itself must not be played around with. There's a reason why there are 15 steps. There are a reason why there are certain things done at the certain times. One has to be very careful to stay on the right track. The second thing important is to connect the generations. One of the most precious parts of Passover is not just speaking about the history, but honoring the process of giving over this wisdom from one generation to the next. Speak to older family members about their own stories and experiences. Have them share their lives with your children. You'll be amazed how much you didn't know about your own family story. Part of what has always made us strong and enduring as a nation is this unique bond between generations. And that's what the Seder is all about, is that you and your children and the grandparents or the relatives or the friends to recognize we're a link in this chain. From your generation to your children's children, we each have something to contribute. And the third thing, the way to prepare for this holiday, is to simplify. What does that mean? Get rid of all the extraneous stuff in your life that's weighing you down, right? Part of the holiday is to clean up. Not only do we must get rid of the physical chametz and sell it, but also there's other things that weigh us down. There's other kinds of chametz that in our personality has to get gotten rid of. The traditional process of clearing our houses of chametz enables us to also begin to let go of the emotional baggage as well. Throw out not just things that are blocking you spiritually, but also activities and routines that are wasting so much time and energy. So in this month, in this minute, we can begin again. Because this is a month, Nisan, that gives us the opportunity through haste, through quickness, to be able to make a difference. Because sometimes you've got to make that jump to make good things happen. Now, speaking about getting there fast, I also want to share with you, when we come to that section in the Haggadah where we either dip our finger in the wine, right, and we say the 10 plagues, Dam, Tzvadeya, we also read an abbreviated form of these 10 plagues. It's called the Tzach, Adash, Ba'achav. In the name of Rabbi Yehuda, he abbreviated the 10 plagues by composing an acronym, the Tzach, Adash, Ba'achav. But why did Rabbi Yehuda give the plagues an abbreviation? Are you ready for this, dear friends? Because he was texting it, of course. Right? You see? You think texting is something new? It goes back. Rabbi Yehuda grouped the plagues into 3. Why? Because, with the exception of the last, the 3 occurred in a threefold pattern. Listen carefully. The first plague in each of the groups, the 3 groups, Moses meets Pharaoh outside the palace. The second plague in each of the 3 groups, Moses goes to the palace to see Pharaoh. And the third plague in each group,